Hello, in this video we're going to look at some Mel commands that you might use to make a basic auto rig with. So I've got a right click, I've got a 3-pane layout split right. So I've got my panels, got my script editor here, perspective window here, and my outliner down here. Then I can access the channel box and the attribute editor. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, we're going to do the PolyCute command. Double slashes are comments. Red, these are comments, and the blues are commands. And everything ends with a semicolon. So let's go ahead and execute PolyCute by hitting the numeric enter on your keypad or the big blue play button, and that makes a PolyCute. Our results are the transform node and the shape node for the PolyCute. If we go over to the attribute editor, we can see so shape stuff here, and then the actual transform node here, and that's going to be the case with most of your nodes in Maya. They will have a transform node. Okay. Now, if we also, with the command highlighted, we can right click, go to quick help, and if it's not there, it'll pop up. And so we've got the quick help here for PolyCute. And in the command, you can provide flags, and these are the different flags, the short and the long name. Flags are like parameters or arguments. We can also go to the Mel command reference. That's going to take us to Maya's website here, and so we're going to go down to technical documentation or Mel commands, and we duplicate the tab and go back. We can also open up a window for the Python commands. So it's be Mel and Python, and they're going to be very similar. So in Mel, I'm going to go to PolyCute, and let's click on it. I think there's about 3,000 commands. There's a synopsis of the command, return value, related commands, and these are the different flags with their long and short names and argument types. These different flags have different properties. C's for create, Q's query, E's for edit. So with these different flags, we can either create, query, or edit values. And this tells you which ones will do what. Also node states, and we've also got default values of the cube. So there'll be width, depth, and height of 1. And what's really helpful are the examples that are provided for each command. So the Mel command reference is really, really helpful. Okay. So let's go back here, and so let's try using some of the flags. So we just created a PolyCube. The name of it is pcube1. So what we're going to do is run the PolyCube command with the edit flag and the width flag, and we're going to change the width to 2. So just watch over there what happens when we do that. And we're doing this on the string name of the object. So that changes the width of our cube to 2. Okay. And we can also query that. So here it was edited, and now here we can query the PolyCube. And our value is 2. Okay. Now we can not only query it and edit it and pass other arguments, subdivisions, all that kind of stuff. We can name it in the command, but we can also assign variables to creating a cube. So what I'm going to do here is make a float value of the cube width that we just changed. All right. So the way you do that is you capture, for this variable, we're going to capture it. And when you make variables in Mel, they have the $sign in front of them. So the float p cube w is equal to querying the cube. And so these backticks here, that'll essentially capture the command. Okay, so let's run this line. Okay, and the result is 2 again, so we can print that float variable, and so that's 2. Now we could also make a string variable. Okay, so I'm going to call this cube w for width and then str for string. Same thing, we're going to use that queried value. And if we print that, so I've got both a float variable with a value of 2 and a string variable with a that's assigned to 2 as a string. Now I could also come in and edit the height of the cube. And I'm going to use the float or the string variable there. Let's run that. Okay, so the cube just got higher. So we can assign variables and put them back into our commands and do all sorts of cool stuff. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this PolyCute. So now we're going to make another PolyCute. Okay. And what we're going to do now is we're going to capture a string array by making a PolyCube. And that actually made, that's actually something we should do here. So I'm going to make several cubes. Let's just run that a few more times. Okay, so I've got 3 cubes now. So our script's never going to know how many cubes we have unless we ask it. But so here I'm going to make a new PolyCube, and I'm going to put it into a string array named CB. So let's make yet another one. Okay, so that's p cube 4. So that's the transform and the shape node. And if we print it out, we're going to get p cube 4 and PolyCube 4, the shape node. Okay. So this is just a string, but it did create a cube in the process, and it's named cube 4. Okay, so we can rename that cube by just using the actual values here of this using the string. So let's rename the cube 4. Let's rename it to cube tran, CB tran rather. And also, so we just named these. Let's print that really quick. So this renamed the actual cube we can see it here, but it didn't rename the elements in the string array. It just renamed the actual cube. Let's do this here so that we rename the shape as well. And so now if we come over here to the attribute editor, you can see that we named this, we used the string array to actually go in and rename the cube, which named it to these values here. But if we print this CB, you can see that the string has not been altered. So if we want to rename the string itself, well, then we would come in here and maybe not so much rename, but set the value of the array elements to the same values as here. So we can do that. And then if we print, so now the string matches the actual names here. So the reason I made the several cubes ahead of time is because you might not know how many cubes you have, but here are ways to create and name cubes. There's also a name flag, and we'd want the shape name to be the same as the transform name. And down here, we're going to run this command using the backtick again, and we're going to rename both the array and the cube. Okay, and let's run this one too, and then let's print. So both the cube, the object was renamed, and the array was named, and they're the string array, and they're two separate elements. So a lot of stuff that you do in Mel, you use backticks to execute a command, and you can capture the results into a variable. So we'll stop there and then start a new video.